So moving on to who I think we all believe is the worst team in this division, but I think it's only because their quarterback is out. I think if Deshaun was playing the whole season, I mean, yes, I think we'd all look at rust is going to be a problem because he's been off for about I think 2 years is coming up. But he's out until week 13. He's got 11-game suspension. Then they have the bye week, and he comes back against Houston. So where I have the Browns at is 3-14. I like I just said, Deshaun's going to be gone. I don't really see this team competing that well. I mean, I have them beating the Jets week 2, Atlanta week 4, and the Texans in week 13. But other than that, I have them losing all the other games. But next year, I 100% expect them to be contenders.
The schedule is tough, so I scoffed and laughed at first. But you have losing to the Panthers. I think many people expect the Panthers and Baker to have a big time showing then. Then you got Pittsburgh week 3, Atlanta. And here's where it gets tough. Chargers week 5, Patriots week 6, Baltimore week 7, Cincinnati week 8. You ever bye. Right after that, you come back and go to Miami. Then you go to Buffalo. Then you are home versus Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Then a game the Texans are going to get up for certainly is week 13 at their place. The following week, you're going to Cincinnati across the state.
Yep.
Week 15, you're home. Actually, I think it's to be dated. No, the time is to be dated. You're going to Baltimore, and then you have New Orleans. The Commanders are going to be fighting, I think, by week 17 to make it as the 7th seed in the NFC. And then you have the Steelers week 18. So
Yep.
this is a really tough schedule for a team last year that only won 8 games. Now, I had them going 6-11 because there are a lot of winnable games for them. Jacoby Brissett's a fine backup.
Yeah.
But I think when you look at the quality of play and the quality of coaching a lot of these opponents have, Kevin Stefanski, after winning Coach of the Year in year 1, has a lot to prove this season. Because last year I felt like he did a poor job utilizing Baker Mayfield and
Oh, really?
specifically playing to his. Yeah, I mean, I'll
Yeah.
admit,
Now you do.
I
Now
feel
you
like
now you're on my side. Yeah.
well, I'm
Yeah.
not, saying Baker Mayfield is all of this and that. You would. I know you're a big Baker guy for all of our Browns listeners that haven't tuned in yet. But I do think Kevin Stefanski this year is, the defense especially is much better. Talk about Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. That's 2 stars at premium positions. And I think JOK, Greg Newsome, you and I were talking about, I think when Justin was off, Greedy Williams is a corner who was highly touted, and they're not really going to need him a whole lot. So even Grant Delpit, if he can figure it out and put it all together after missing his first season, I mean, there was a lot of upside with that defense, and the
Yeah.
offensive line should be elite with this running game. So there is a template to be competitive. I actually have them beating the Chargers week 5. That is one of those surprise wins. For teams that try to overlook the Browns next season, they're going to have like I said, the template to beat them. Running game, quality offensive line, giving Jacoby Brissett time, and then a defense that can win them several games. I just worry the receiving core after Amari Cooper, it's not very good. You draft David Bell. I mean, I don't really think he's going to be the number 2 this team needs. So it does fall off a cliff after Amari. So
Probably
that's
gonna be
kind of where I
Peoples
stand.
Jones. Peoples Jones is the second guy.
So for me, I mean, I'm with you guys. Obviously, I think the Browns are the worst team in the division, but I don't think they're the worst team in the division because they don't have the roster to compete. It's just because they don't have the quarterback. While Jacoby Brissett is a fine backup, the guy's not going to get you wins where you're blowing the doors off of opponents. And every single game, if you're in position to win, they're going to be tight. They're going to be tight games. So I don't see the Browns winning a game till Deshaun Watson actually comes back.
Oh, wait,
You had him
whoa.
starting 0-11?
Yeah. I have him winning 5 games.
Damn. I thought I was gonna be the lowest one on them of six wins.
No, I have
I'm the lowest. I'm the lowest, but
yeah,
Yeah,
you have
coming
them.
in.
You have them losing.
Wait, no,
to
I'm
Vegas?
wrong. I had them winning 7 games. I thought I had them at 6 wins. Yeah,
So
I had them going
Justin-
7 to
at
10.
7.
Justin, you
Yeah.
have them losing to the New York Jets and Atlanta.
Yep. I've told you guys I'm high on Atlanta. Not high, but I'm higher than the Panthers. Just that's our bet. So I got to point that out there. But yeah, I have the Jets winning. I have the Falcons winning. So if there's winnable games there before that week 13 matchup against the Texans, it's only the Jets and it's the Falcons. Those are the only 2 games.
Yeah.
There's not another one on the schedule that I'm like, yo, this team's gonna ball out against them. No, I don't see it. I really believe that when Deshaun Watson gets back into the fold, I think they're going into Houston and they're beating Houston.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna break. I think he's gonna.
I think he's coming back and he's playing with fire and he's gonna be the Deshaun Watson that we expect to see. I have them losing to the Bengals, and then I have them winning out the rest of the way. I have them beating the Baltimore Ravens. I have them beating the Saints. I have them beating the Commanders. I have them beating the Steelers in the last week of the season. I think if Deshaun Watson was in this division, we'd be talking about this division the same way we're talking about the West.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say next year. I think the AFC West and AFC North are going to be competing as the best divisions in football, and that AFC is going to be even more stacked because now the Browns are legit contenders with Deshaun Watson. Kenny Pickett is now a year into his progression and going into his second year. Lamar and Baltimore are still there, and obviously the Bengals.
Well, we're not sure yet.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah,
could be in Miami for all we know.
They'll get it done. They'll get it done.
I do think Lamar stays, but yes, I understand your point. So does anybody have anything else to say on the AFC North, or you guys want to move on to?
Can we just go through our standings again? Record?
Oh yeah. So for me, I have the AFC North. I have the Bengals at 13-4, finishing number one in the AFC. The Ravens at 10-7, missing the playoffs. The Steelers at 6-11, and the Browns at 3-14.
I got the Bengals at 12-5, winning the division. I got the Ravens also finishing 12-5, finishing second. Steelers third at 10-7, and then the Browns 5-12.
I had the Bengals going 12-5, Ravens 11-6, Steelers 10-7, and the Browns at 7-10. For Cleveland, this reminds me a ton of when the Colts built a better team around Andrew Luck, and then he retired in 2019. That Jacoby Brissett season, where he was getting paid, I think, $27 million as their starter. And the team, like, they had a decent running game of Marlon Mack. That was kind of his coming out party, I think, the second year of it. And the team was halfway decent, but with Brissett, they weren't anything special, and certainly not a playoff team.